thought I would just give you an update today on my 6-inch scrap bin. I'm trying to clean this out by the end of summer. These are just my little small half square triangles. I keep them in this little box to keep them from getting all mixed in with the others. And then here's how far I have come. I know it doesn't look like I've come very far on this, but you have to remember this was bulging at the seams before. So let me kind of show you what I have gotten done out of that scrap bin. All of this. I'll start with the most recent ones that I've finished. I've made 30 blocks of this little Dutchman puzzle block, all different colors, but kind of sticking with the lighter colored fabrics, more floral type things. These were a lot of fun, but at times challenging too to get them all, just because of the bulk of the small seams. But it worked out fine. I think they turned out really cute. That's those. And then these, not everybody's cup of tea, but I had to do something with these darker and I guess you'd call more subdued colors. So I've made this little Jacob's Ladder type, and I've got 30 of these. They've all got gold and red and black in them. I've still got a few more on here. Well, by the time I get all of these made, I will have 30. I should say it that way. So I've got a little over half of them done. I only have 15 of these little stars done. And these were easy. They're just little sawtooth stars. I have green ones, I have blue ones, and red ones. So I have 15 of those. I might make some more of those. And then I ran out of design boards. This was the first little block that I made. And I think this was the second block that I made. And this is the little giraffe fabrics. Greens, reds, and blacks, mainly out of those. Oh, here's some of my little stars that got left off of that. Yeah, I thought that pile was a little bit light. So there's those. I have 15 of those. And this one, I think I've made a video on this, but I don't think I ever got it edited and put out. This is actually a 9-inch block. It's a crisscross star block, but I made it from the 6-inch bin. Not everything in the 6-inch bin has to wind up as a 6-inch block. It just depends on how you place those. So I will try and find that video and get that posted so that you can see that. So that's what I've gotten done up to this point out of this basket. Believe it or not, scraps are worthy sometimes of your attention if you like to sew with them. So let me move this out of the way and I'll show you what I'm doing now. So I showed you this one with the little giraffe. I don't know why, but I must have bought a lot of this giraffe fabric because I still have a lot in here. I have little half square triangles and I have bigger half square triangles, and then I also have squares that are 3.5 inches square. So that's what I'm going to be working with today, and I've chosen this little handkerchief looking black, and I think by the time I get all of these I will have plenty to make a large size crib quilt or something like that. So here's the little block I've chosen to make today. Isn't that cute? And here I have one laid out, but I had to cut some of these down and some of these down to make this work. So let me show you how I did that. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to pick one of these that has a little giraffe face on it. Not all of them do. This one does. This one does. Several of them do. And I'm going to place that in the middle of my little design here like this. And then the rest of these have to be cut down. So I'm going to take 4 at a time because I need 4 rectangles. These blocks, like these squares, are 3.5 inches square, and I need a 2 by 3.5. So I'm just going to have to cut these down to 2 inches. I'm sorry, 2 inches by 3.5. So all I have to do, I can only get one out of this because it's only 3.5. So I'll just cut a 2-inch width of this 3.5 inch. And I could save that little thing, but I'm not going to because it's already a scrap. Alright, now it's already the right length for this. So there's most of it. And then for these little ones here, I just need 2-inch squares, which I don't have any 2-inch squares. So I'm going to take these. I'm going to save the ones out, like I said, that have a little face on them for the center. The rest of them, there's one that has a face. The rest of them I can cut down. And unfortunately, I can't get but one out of each one of these. However, like I said, I do have some larger half square triangles in there that I can probably get a 2-inch square out of those if I run out of these. So now I'm just going to take this and cut it to 2 inches that way. Throw these out, and 2 inches this way, and I'm kind of taking it out of the middle. I kind of look and see where the little design is and go from there. Try and get that in my 2-inch if there is a part that's a design element. And then I just have to place my little 4 . And these are directional, so I try to make sure these get placed directionally as well. And then I just have to take it over and stitch it together. I'm going to go ahead and set this up where I can do 2 at a time. And that way I can chain piece. And we'll get 2 done. I already have 1 done, so that'll give me 3. And I will just keep going on these off camera and see how many of these I can make. Okay, and this is just like a little uneven 9 patch. So simple to stitch together. So like I said, I'm doing 2 at a time here. So I'll just do the top one and then do the bottom one. And if I get them mixed up, it doesn't really matter. I'm just stitching 1/4 of an inch like always. Then I am pressing the top and bottom rows to the outside, and the middle row I'm pressing to the inside, like that. So I'm pressing to the inside, so I'm going to be pressing this way towards that middle section so that my seams will nest. That's the top one. Doesn't really matter. But I'll try and get the middle part back like I had it before. Okay. Now I have this whole part stitched together with its little partner there. Now I'll go ahead and do the other ones. And of course, if I was doing a lot of these, I would just stack them up here and just do them one after the other. And I'll go ahead and lay it out where you can see the order of it there. And then these two. There we go. And these I'm going to press towards the outside on both sides. And I think it is better if you do this part with an iron, but you don't have to. You can just wait and do the whole block, press the whole block at once if you prefer. Okay, now I have 2/3 done. And then I'll just flip these up. And then if you'd like to, you can give it a little starch press just to make it lie nice and flat. If you're not a starcher, then you don't have to do that. That's just a little comparison of the starched and the non-starched. Either way works. I just like the looks of the starched. Now let's measure and see how we came out. Should be approximately 6.5, and that one is exactly. And that one is exactly also. So I have 3 of these made, and I don't know how many more I'll get made, but hopefully 15, because I've kind of been going in groups of 15, and if I have enough of something, I'll do 30. That way they can all be together in one quilt. And like I said, these will be cute with the other ones that I made that have the little giraffes. I could do an alternate block with those if I wanted to. Aren't they just so cute though? And easy. This is probably the easiest one I've done yet. So all you need is a 3.5 inch square for the center, and then you need 2 by 3.5 little rectangles, and then you need 2 inch squares for the corners. That's all there is to it. You don't have to have AccuQuilt for this. You can cut those pieces. God bless you. Have a great rest of your week. Nancy with Simply Quilting.